Yo, what up, what up, what up? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Yes, it is another episode of the No Clearance Podcast. That goes way too long. I am your host, Tyler, and Jay had to work a double today, so it's just me hosting, but we have an amazing guest with us today. Someone I consider a sister, you know what I'm saying? Well, technically a cousin. Technically. Her brother has been on the podcast twice now. Shout out to CJ. Big shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check out his music.
Yep.
Whatever he got coming, it's coming soon. You feel me? We got Selena in the building. All right.
Yeah.
Selena.
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Welcome to the No Clearance Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I've watched a couple of episodes, and you all are hilarious. Legitimatately, really funny people. So, yeah.
We be trying out here. It feels effortless sometimes. Now let me stop.
It is, Tyler. I've hung out with you. It definitely is effortless for you.
Selena, let me just say, the reason I really am excited to have you on the show, because I personally love your story. Like, I'm a big fan of the moves you've been making the past couple of years and everything you've decided to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just first and foremost wanted to be like, yo, proud of you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? We can get into the story later, but I just want to start with that. We got to show the black women.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that. It feels good. It feels good when someone says they're proud of you. It doesn't matter who you are. So I really do appreciate that, Tyler. I really do.
All right, so let's just start. How are you doing? How have you been? That's a great way to get it. How have you been?
I have been, honestly, good. I've been blessed. I feel like this season of my life feels like a lot is happening, but nothing at the same time, whatever that means.
Wow.
Like I'm doing a lot, but it feels like I'm relaxed in it. So I feel like I'm not stressed out as much as I probably would be. And yeah, I just feel extremely blessed, and I'm just waiting for whatever else is gonna happen here. Yeah.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing. That was a great statement you made. You know what I'm saying? Just while it's a lot of work, you just out here making it look easy. Like I feel
that's not what I said, but
I
yeah.
feel that 100. No, that's my translation.
Okay.
If you feel comfortable with it,
gotcha.
I got you. I feel you on that, man. Are you okay with telling the people where you currently reside? Not like
my address.
Okay, because we've had a guest was like, yo, I was literally about to say the city. She was like, stop. I was like, all right. Okay, cool. Shout out to Rocky. You currently so you in the Shy.
Absolutely. Been here for about 5 years now, which is crazy. Wow.
Yo, that is crazy. Like, this just hit me.
Yep, I've been here for 5 years.
How is Chicago? Like, okay, yeah, let's start. How has Chicago treat you so far?
I think I'm a mover. I've moved every year since I lived here. So I've been in 5 apartments so far, 4 apartments. And I think having I don't know if it's a luxury or just the flexibility to be able to move around, I've been able to experience different sides of Chicago. So I lived on the north side, I've lived on the south side, I live downtown, and now I live far north now, which is like it's a really diverse pocket. So it's not what people assume, like we're all the white people. It's a really diverse, like there's Mexicans, there's black people, there's white people, there's Italian people, Ukrainian people, Russian people. There's a lot of people here. And I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out which part of the city is like, this feels good to me. I enjoyed the South Side
Mm,
because obviously there's a lot more of us there. Um, but
yeah.
safety. I've never been woken up by a drive-by before, and I was like, I don't think this is something I I want to get used
Wow.
to. And being a single woman walking around, I just not my swag. I'm not there yet. I'm not that hard.
I'm gonna just give you props for even doing it, for even living in
Yep,
the area. You gotta at least you know try
yeah,
it one time.
exactly.
If you survived it, it's like I should probably roll.
Exactly.
I made it out.
I can tell
Yeah.
people I did it. So I think from that aspect, the mobility of seeing the different sides of Chicago has been treating me well. Um, I've been blessed to have a job since I've come here, so it's treating me well. The weather sucks, as in like I think the past 2 weeks, no sun because it's been raining, and so that is
Ooh.
leaving everyone into a depression. And me, it was funny. Me, and my coworkers, and my boss today were looking at each other like, "Are we depressed?" And I was like, "I think it's the weather," because we were also like, "I'm tired, I'm sad," and then we were like, I was like, "Wait, are we depressed?" And then I was like, "You know what? The sun hasn't been out for 2 weeks, so that's also
No, that's
yeah."
nuts. That's nuts. What would you say as somebody who moved to Chicago pretty much by
Mm-hmm.
yourself? What what tips would you have for someone that wants to make a big move and just go somewhere
Yeah.
else? If you got any.
If you're this type of person, then I would say just have semi a plan. And so, since I originally came to Chicago for school, I kind of had a built-in community already. I know that's something that people struggle with moving to new cities or states, feeling like their friends and family are not there. And so, trying to get into like a built-in community, I think is important. So if you're moving for like a job or school, then I feel like that's a good move. I didn't do any research on where to live, so I kind of willy nilly that. I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that. The only thing I heard a lot of people say, "You better not be on the south side," because the south side, that's what I heard. So, so that's the only research I had with housing, which is none really. So I would say, community. If you're moving, try to connect with people because I know isolating and feeling alone, especially as an adult, just hits different. um, and
Mm.
so I would say that make sure you have some money because you need money to move. You don't want to be homeless unless you are that type of person who can function uh, in those spaces. I cannot. I cannot be homeless. So, and yeah, just enjoy it. And if it feels like you don't have everything set in place, I think that's also okay. I don't think all your ducks need to be in a row for you to move to a new city. Just have some foundational elements, whatever is important to you. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Nah, that's great. That's Thank you for those tips. I might
I
be
know.
we'll see.
Uh huh.
One of these days I might,
Yes. Yes.
most of these questions are for my damn self. They really for my damn self. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah. So,
excited.
praying
Yeah.
for the best. All right, Lita. So let's get into a little, let's get to know you a little more. Where are you from? Let the
Yeah, I'm
people
from
know.
Salisbury, Maryland, where people don't really know where that's at. So it's the eastern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
I don't know how y'all say it.
how y'all say it.
Over the river through the woods. Over the river through the woods. That's what we call it.
Basically, yeah, that part of Maryland that people don't go to. The closest association is the school. Second is Ocean City. It's the closest thing. So over there
Facts.
somewhere. Yeah.
Facts. You know what? When we drove out there, I didn't realize Harry Tubman was from y'all's
Yeah, she's
area.
from Easton,
So
Maryland.
we ended up going to
Mm-hmm.
Easton.
Yes,
Easton, yes,
yes.
yes. I literally thought you would say Eastern. in just a real hood ratchet way. I thought you said it like a hood ratchet way. I thought you came up with another word. Easter.
Yep, Harriet.
That's still tough though.
That's where she ended up after traveling, or is that where she was from?
Look, I just know there was a whole roadmap of her Underground Railroad route. It just made me realize like these white people really was trash. Like they ain't see her, they ain't see nothing. She was just moving through that train. You know what I'm saying? What was it like growing up out there? I really gotta know.
I think it was, what is the word? Just it feels very homey. As in like all you have is your family. Really. It's really small. So a lot of people, my family has lived in Salisbury since forever. Even when I asked them like where are we from, like from the South, like when we were brought over here, and everybody keeps saying, no, we've been in Salisbury. I'm like, no, we have not. Where are our people from? Even my pop, which is the eldest person that I can go back to, he was like, nah, my dad's from here. His dad was, I was like, what? When did we? So maybe we did just end up in Salisbury somehow. And so it's really, in that sense, since they've been there forever, a lot of people know our family. And so it just felt homey in the sense like everybody knows you. And that has good things connected to it and bad things connected to it, of course. I personally enjoyed the nature ish of it. Being in the garden with my grandfather, I did enjoy that. I didn't enjoy like picking like the beans and the greens from the ground. That wasn't my thing. I just like driving the tractor because I could drive, and then
y'all was really like doing that
he
dirty
was
work.
into it. And so since I was the only girl at the time, even of grandchildren at the time who were in Salisbury, I was the one mostly helping them because the boys always had sports. They really just didn't want to go over there. But I was with the garden work, so I enjoyed spending that time with my grandparents doing that. But other than that, the social life, you really just have the mall and the trampoline spot in Ocean City.
Yep. The trampoline spot.
Yep. That's you have funny. Like those.
That ain't too bad though. Is it? That
compared to Chicago? You've been to Chicago.
Let me tell you, I love that
how
city.
Good.
I'm not even gonna lie.
How good of a tour guide I am. I just need that.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. Selena, first off, she came picked us up from the hotel the first day. You know what I'm saying? Every food spot she took us to, bro, was too fire. Okay? And all of them had grits. That blessed my soul. I ain't know they was cooking like that out there in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? We did the food, the river tour. The architecture tour was too fire. The fireworks at the end. We almost ended up at the wrong boat. We had to go 100 miles an hour to the right boat.
I forgot about that.
It was crazy. But I ain't never walked so fast in my life.
Because we paid for them tickets already. Never. So we was going to get on.
Hey. Know what I'm saying?
I forgot about that.
Man, what? Man, she took us to the south side. Man, the food down there was slapping. The city was amazing. We was on Michigan. Is it Michigan?
Yeah, Magnificent Mile.
Is that what it's called? Magnificent Mile, going shopping. We went to the Starbucks. Got the coffee, cocktails, man. The turn up was real. Made sure we got the deep dish.
And it was actually good. Really good. Yep.
It was. I was impressed.
The
I
virtual
really.
golf.
Oh my goodness. That was the first time doing like indoor
Yeah,
top golf,
same.
and it definitely was
Yeah.
hilarious. I had a couple balls hit the ceiling, just went totally the wrong direction.
Yeah. And the funny thing,
I was supposed to be the
oh
golf
yeah.
point.
So the funny thing, I thought we were going to an actual Top Golf, and then we were going upstairs. I was like, well, this don't really make sense, does it?
Yo, I was looking for the big net. I'm like, oh, the ball got like an outdoor thing on. Nope. This was just indoor top golf with a little couple booths. I was like, they made
Yep,
this
and they
work.
sure did.
They was like,
Yep, and that was so much fun. That was so much fun.
Hilarious. The whole weekend was great. Like and like every time Drew and I be like, yo, we gotta get Selena down, but we gotta go out to more restaurants before she show up because we can't like like the way she hosted was too fire. It was too fire. Like we gotta really we gotta know where we going. So no, but Chicago's an amazing city. I tell people it's like New York, but way more spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Way more spread out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's space. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, New York can feel claustrophobic sometimes.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of that, I was actually in New York
That
last
was your
weekend.
road trip. You drove to New York?
Drove to New York, met up with some of the homies from college. We had a hell of a weekend.
That sounds fun.
Just, it. There's stories I can't talk about online. We'd have to. But I will say this: both nights we didn't get in till like 5 in the morning. I'm not built. I'm not built for this. I'm not built.
It sounds
for that
like
life.
you are, because I can't even imagine past 12 a.m. at this point in my life, which is sad because I'm young. But honestly,
it was more like I still don't know how I got through it, but it was like you ain't really had no choice. Not like none of us had a car.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And when you Uber it everywhere and you try to stay together, it's like
yeah.
And then if we pay for a table, and they was like, you got the table till 4 in the morning. So we was like, well, we gonna be at this table.
Okay, gotcha.
We gonna be right here till 4 a.m.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, my voice is gone. We went to Madison Square Garden.
Oh, nice.
We was at in the Big Apple. I went to a club.
Yeah.
Lena, I ain't been to a club since 2018 probably.
Okay. So how was this? How was this for you 4 years later?
I forgot what to do. Kind of walked in there, and for a second I was happy. I was like, "Oh, music!" I just started like dancing by myself. I'm just shaking the shoulders, and then we all kind of just started standing there, like, what are we doing? And then one of the homies tried to like stand somewhere, and for some reason he just always was standing like at up top somewhere, just looking down on everybody. Cause they do nothing the whole night. He was kind of just
watching. Okay.
Just looking down on us. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I go to a bar, I get a drink, and then I kind of just walk between people. You just walking through the dance floor. Like, I was just like, bro, this ain't the life of me. I am married. I'm walking around like, bro, I am married.
I was gonna ask if all of you all were married, or were some married, some single.
We had some single, some in relationships, some married. It was a mix. It was a mix of everything. Yeah. Yeah, we had a couple people surprised. It was like, yo, I got married. We was like, what? I had no idea.
Oh, your college friends that you didn't know that they got married.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, hey, but we here on this trip. Yeah. Hope everything's good with you. Ain't
A
seen you in
whole
6
wife.
years. How we end up on this trip? Whole wife.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's it's just crazy how time flies. It's crazy how time flies. But yeah, my body wasn't ready. My voice still a little scratchy. It just I don't even know why. I can't tell you. I think from the club I was singing the
Okay.
songs now. But it's still like, why?
What
What was
kind of
the
songs
point?
are they playing? I haven't been.
Uh that's a good question. So we went to a club in Brooklyn.
Oh.
So they definitely when Biggie came on, everybody and their
Okay.
mama was like, "Oh,
Uh
my
huh.
nigga Big," you know what I'm saying? It was a good mix. Even though I feel like these clubs don't read the crowd. Like there was there was not a lot of white
Mm-hmm.
people in there, so it's like why hit us with the little like dun 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 dun? Why
Oh
hit us with
yeah.
like that type of rhythm when you should just be playing the bangers?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean the music. I ain't gonna lie. I drank a lot. I couldn't even tell you. I
Oh,
don't even
okay.
think I remember. I'll
Okay.
be honest with you. Your woman turn it up.
Yep.
And
Totally.
I wish I could describe it
It's
for you.
okay.
But
It's
we
okay.
we was
Yeah.
lit. All right, we was lit. All right.
Sorry.
Let me get
Yes.
back to no, it's cool. It's cool. So Selena, there was a moment I never forget this. I forgot why we was having a family
Mm-hmm.
gathering, but I don't even think I was. We was at my in
Mm-hmm.
law's house. I was sitting next to you. I was like, "So what you want to do?" And he was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, what you go to school for?" You didn't know. I was like,
Yes,
"That
I
would make sense. You
remember
went to school for
this.
something, right?"
Yes.
So I'm like, "What you go to school for?" You said, "I think you
Yeah,
said marketing."
communications. Yeah.
I want to say you got
Yep.
communications. I pull out my phone and I just start looking up jobs for communications
Yep.
majors, right? Pulling up hella jobs, sending you links. I don't know why. I got a problem with that. I just be helping people. Don't nobody ask for my help.
I
I just do
appreciated
it.
it.
So yeah, I'm sending the links. He was like, Tyler, I don't know what I want to do. Like I appreciate all this help, but I have no idea. And man, it was like I want to say a month later, Drew was like, "Yeah, Selena wants to be a
Mm-hmm.
counselor."
Yep.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's okay." Okay. I mean, I was like, I'm glad she
Right.
figured that out,
Right.
And could you tell me about all right, what was the process of trying to figure out what you wanted to do in life and how you worked your way to where you are as a counselor today?
Yeah. Good question. I think the turning ish point for me was, I'm assuming when we were at your in-laws, that I came back from Costa Rica already, because that timeline, that would make sense. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So when I was in Costa Rica, I just spent a whole bunch of time by myself because I know people and I didn't know the language. So what am I going to do? But I did go out and enjoy myself, but majority of the time, just a lot of time alone, which I enjoyed. Um, and I was really trying to figure out my next steps. And so I was like, okay, communications. I know this is the degree that I graduated with, but I don't know if any of these things are something that I see myself doing for a long time. I was always intrigued with the interpersonal communication part of it, like person to person communication. Um, and I liked when they talked about diversity and how people interpret things differently. I enjoyed those aspects of it. And so I was like, okay, so like interpersonal. So then I was like, oh, is this like journaling or like communicating with people? Like it didn't feel like marketing to me. And I had an internship in undergrad um, with a health clinic for marketing. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it.
Okay.
It wasn't, I was like, what was I doing? Like, I was like creating flyers for like community events. I was part of an opioid coalition group. Like we were fighting opioids on the street. And I understand that that definitely needs attention towards it. Again, I was like, yo, what? I don't like any of this. So when I was in Costa Rica, I was trying to think through what I wanted to do. And something came to me. I was like, oh, what if I do something like, because I'm also Christian. So I was like, what if I do something like Christian coaching? Like if I was like a life coach with like Christian elements to it. And then I looked up that you only needed a certificate for that. And then I was like, so then I was like, well, okay, I could do that, and that probably would be an easier route. And then I think since coaching and counseling, I think at that time, like around 2017, was like interchangeable a little bit. That counseling came up. I was like, oh, counseling, okay. And so then I just looked up Christian counseling schools because I wanted to have a little bit of Jesus in there as well. I really didn't have a good idea of what the connection of the two would look like I do now, but I just looked up a school when I was there, and the school that I attended, which is Moody Bible Institute, was one of the first schools that I saw, and I just applied when I came back home. So probably after I talked to you and Drew about it, I just applied when I came back. And prior to that, actually, I applied for a camp counselor job in Mississippi. And I had an interview with them and everything. It was like this really white camp. And so I had a whole interview process. And there was something that got me. They said that I wouldn't be paid. I would be supplemented in housing and board because it's a ministry. So and then they said something about horse poop. Like sometimes you have to clean it. And then that's what got me. I said, you know what?
The Lord is not leading me in this direction.
I don't even like animals like that. So I'm definitely not about to clean up their poop. So I was like, oh, nah. So I gracefully declined that offer. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. It felt like I needed another degree, further my studies. And so I visited the campus in Chicago. My baby sister and my mom came. We visited the campus. Nothing really too spectacular, to be totally honest. It was a really small campus. And I was like, whatever, I'll do it. And so it was funny because going into the process, it's crazy that I ended up loving it and being able to have the opportunities that I did, because it literally was a off of the handle kind of decision. And I feel like that's God just supplements. He was like, she's going to make this decision out of nowhere.
I'm going to help her out a little bit.
So I'm going to help her out.
Let me help out. Yeah.
She doesn't know the fullness of what this could be. And I'm like, I literally didn't. And even the woman who's my boss now, who I call Dr. G, she said that I was really annoying in class in my first couple of semesters because I thought everything was a joke. I thought everything was funny. Me and this other girl, we were friends, and we were just giggling in the back, not paying attention. And she told me when she hired me, she was like, "You're really annoying back then." And I was like, because I didn't care. It felt like I had to adjust to being in grad level schools rather than undergrad. Because undergrad, you can kind of, depending on the subject, just like.
Shout out to Frostburg.
Yes.
Big shout out to Frostburg, because they are known for just, having a good time. Yes. Frostburg known for having a good time. And I'm glad you did.
I was definitely having fun at Frostburg. Especially my first 2 years. Yeah.
Hey man, it's all good. We all enjoyed that. We all enjoyed our time wherever we were. Hopefully. I hope everybody did, especially undergrad, you know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, that's impressive just to say F it. I know you didn't say F it. I know you didn't say F it. That's how I translate. Because
I agree with your translation.
But I respect it, because sometimes you just gotta make a move. Just make the move. and everything somehow just tends to fall into
Yes.
place. You know
Yes.
what I'm
But I
saying?
did work hard.
That's dope.
I
That's
did
so
work hard. So I want people to know
okay.
that.
She's official now.
I worked for what I have.
She's
Okay.
official.
Off the whim decisions come with work as well. So nothing was handed to me. I worked really hard for things. So I just, yep.
So tell me, what exactly? Okay, you consider yourself a counselor. Is that the same as a therapist, or is that something different?
Yeah, those terms are interchangeable. So my license, I'm a licensed
Okay.
professional counselor. But yeah, they're interchangeable.
Okay, that's fire. Okay, um, I'm assuming you enjoy your job.
I do. Fair assumption.
Is this just really like just listening to people all day? Like, what is the art to what you do?
Yeah, listening is one of the most important parts. I would say that. And then applying theories to your clients. So, whatever they're coming in with, whatever their goals are, thinking like, what's the best way to go about handling? Sorry about the sirens going past. That's inevitable. Um, hopefully they stop. Yeah,
It's all
but
good.
just implementing theories and orientations, being personable, I think is really important so that your clients are comfortable with you. Because imagine how awkward if you all don't get along and there's not a connection. Like, it's like, so. And I think both the client and the counselor can feel like this ain't gonna work. So this ain't working, and that's totally fine. You need a counselor that you're comfortable with, 100%. Otherwise, what's the point? So all those things.
I got a question for myself, probably for most black men out here in the world. Okay, how do you listen well?
Yeah, good question.
My wife swears I don't listen to her. She might be right sometimes. Sometimes she wrong. But I need a higher percentage. I need a higher percentage here. Can you help the brothers out? How do we listen better?
Yes, great question. So I would say the first step is to try to postpone your response. So trying to hold it in, because I know it's really easy to get into the, oh, she said something that I want to respond to right now. And so try to postpone your response. And so actually take in what she's saying and then pause and try to take it in. And then the second thing is repeating back what you think you heard her say. So you know how you've been interpreting what I'm saying, what your interpretation of it is. So then if Drew, wanted to say, yes, exactly, that's what I said, or no, I didn't say that. Maybe I can say it a better way so that you can understand. So asking follow-up questions so that you make sure you're on the same page, because that's usually the biggest thing. It's like, no, I didn't even mean that. I meant something totally different. It's like, oh, well, that's the way I heard it. And then after that, asking if there's any other things that she wants to like elaborate on, giving space and time for that. And then asking like, okay, can I respond now? But I know that this
okay
play sometimes.
This all makes sense logically.
Absolutely. Yes.
Very true. You wait till, of course. Okay, hold on now. Let me review. Let me review what you said.
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I should postpone my responses. Okay. And then I should pretty much review what she just said with her. Okay. Now, how do I say, are you done, without sounding like an asshole?
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
No, absolutely. You don't want to sound like a jerk saying, okay, are you done? Is it my turn?
Thank you. Yeah.
You can say, okay, is it my turn to speak? Like, can I speak now? And then, yeah, respectfully.
Oh, you gotta say it with
Respectfully.
yeah,
It's the way you say it. And so I know that also emotionally, when certain emotions are involved, that's not gonna come out that way. And so also checking your emotions also. Because if you're angry, you know, it ain't gonna come out that way. And then that's when I would just say taking a break before having the conversation, like 15 minutes prior to, because if you know you're gonna be mad, because sometimes we're assuming we're assuming how the conversation is gonna go, so we're pre-mad when that's not helpful to be pre-mad. And so try to at least get the pre-madness down to a regular state where you're cool with having the conversation and just be open to how the conversation is going to go. Because usually what I find is that the conversation goes better than what you think it will go most of the time with someone who's your partner and someone that you're safe with. Most of the time it ends up going well because you all are committed to each other. So
Facts. Black men, you're welcome. Just want to put
both
that out
people,
there.
black
You know
men, black women, white woman, Hispanic men, Hispanic woman, everybody.
No, Lena, no. This is for I'm playing with you.
Specifically black men, but
to everybody. That was very important. No, I really needed that because we've talked on this show a couple times on like the most important part of, you know, being in a relationship or the hardest part. And both of us were like, bro, just listening really be a struggle. So, but it's not. It really sometimes okay. I'm gonna put my wife not on blast, but sometimes right. I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? Music is on, and then she hit me with a question I gotta think about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I'm rapping all the lyrics. I'm rapping the word. I'm going bar for bar with J. Cole right now. You feel me? You know, and it's like, oh, and then I'll be like, I can't say what you said. Like, did you say something? Did you say something that's cold?
Gotcha.
But it's like, all right, I gotta speak the truth though. But do I? But do I? Or should I just be like, I don't know. What you think? Or should I just, make up a statement?
Tell the truth
make it real general.
Tell the truth in regards to.
I didn't hear a word you just said. If I
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's totally fine. Because also pretending like you know what they said and you totally missed it is not helpful. So you have to go for the most beneficial thing. Like, it may hurt her feelings or may aggravate her, like, or annoy her. Like, why are you going bar for bar with J. Cole right now when I'm trying to have a conversation? But the most beneficial thing for your relationship is to say, you know what, Drew? I wasn't listening to anything you were saying. Can you repeat that? So I think being honest.
Nah. Man, now speaking of music, Lena, we like to talk hip hop. We like to talk hip hop on this podcast. Now, there's no pressure today.
Okay.
Because I would like to talk gospel music.
Okay.
Gospel music. Because a lot of people don't really understand. Like, there's gospel and hip hop. We got, you know what I'm saying? They kind of been building off each other, honestly, in the last couple of years. The genres are starting to blend a little bit. Today, I want to do a top five list with you. And I would love to hear your top 5 gospel artists.
Good one. So, number 1, 100% is the GOAT, Kirk Franklin.
Ooh.
Number 1, his new albums, he doesn't miss for me. But my personal favorite is The Rebirth of Kirk Franklin.
Lena, I was just listening to it yesterday.
Fire. The music, fire.
I forgot how amazing it was.
So fire.
Oh, look, cause I don't know if you follow Kev on stage. You heard of this man?
Yes.
So he interviewed Kirk Franklin. He
saw
just had an
that.
interview
Yes,
with
I
Kirk.
didn't see the whole thing, but I saw clips of it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good interview, but it made me have to go back to the Rebirth, right? And I'm just like, I forgot about the joint with TDJs.
Oh yes, 911.
The 911. I was like, hold on.
God said,
What, TDJs got bars?
when your heart is feeling lonely.
With your heart, everybody now.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
God said, yes. Oh my goodness. Ebony and I would literally pick when we're in the car listening to this song. Who you want to be? You want to be TD or Kirk?
Yes. No, oh my goodness. And then like, when that album first came out, like, for me, the biggest song was Awesome God.
Yes.
He Reigns, Awesome God. But it's just dope how the older we get, like Brighter Day is just the most timeless piece of music. Like that. And well, for Kirk, I feel like Brighter Day and Melodies from Heaven, them two are just going to stand the test of time and forever and a day. You know what I'm saying?
And them songs don't got a lot of lyrics. That's the crazy part. It says the same thing over and over again.
He literally just went up another octave. Like that's all they did was go up another octave. And hey, look, man. And then he had the trumpets. And the band was jamming.
Yep. Ooh. Did you ever watch the video of that whole concert?
No. I've never seen the whole concert.
I think we had the VCR tape back in the day. My parents had it. And we used to watch that joint because it was so good. It's on YouTube because I watched it before.
I gotta find it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna find it.
And seeing Kirk in this white suit that's huge in this gap, and his head was like bald. I was like, why? But so good.
Yeah. His style is different, but that is a good number one. That's a good number one.
Yep.
Okay. Who's your number two?
Okay. Number two. I would say, because of the vocals, Karen Clark Sheard. She is phenomenal. Her vocals are phenomenal. She tells a story when she sings, and yeah, I'm really a big fan of Karen Clark Sheard. Do you know any of her songs? You know Bomb and Gilead.
Not.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but like I hear her. She like, if I do go to the gospel station, I just be skipping. I ain't even gonna lie, I skip the gospel station. It's on my radio. It's on my settings. I just be like, but I've heard of her. I know she has an amazing voice. That's for sure.
That's my number two.
No, okay.
And
all right, I'm gonna dive in.
The favorite album, I don't know the name of it, but she got a green suit on. Apple Grady Smith green suit on. Yep.
Bro.
Whatever that. Finally Karen, I think, is the name of that one.
Apple green?
Yep, 100%. And she got braces.
Can't even find it on Tidal.
With braces. So, she's my number two. Number three. So this is where it gets tricky. Oh, number three, John P. Key. You know him?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, you're probably way more familiar, but I know these people due to Kirk Franklin. Most likely due to Kirk Franklin. I know these people. Yes. Oh, and he was on he was on that Fred Hammond song. They That Wait.
Yes.
He was on They That Wait.
Yes.
They should do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you.
John P. Key, phenomenal. I like his song with dang, who's the guy? He has a shaky voice. I forgot his name. But this song called Stand. Same thing, repeating the same thing.
Mm.
And what I like is the music video. They're literally walking down the street with this bop, like a whole bunch of people, and singing. And I'm like, who thought that this was like a good idea? But it's back in the day, in the 90s, they were just like, let's for the gospel music videos, we don't know what to do, so we're gonna go walk in the street.
we just gonna figure
Yeah.
this out, right? Okay. Except for Kirk's videos was looking like Bad Boy. Looked like Diddy could have popped up in them joints.
Yeah, he had, and that's why he was not totally embraced when he first came out, because
Yeah.
they were like, you doing too much.
Bro, my church still don't embrace Kirk Franklin.
Wow.
I swear.
It's
I think they still
salty.
kind of, but I get it.
We'll
I get
let them live.
It's
We'll
okay.
let them live.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
They do what they want. All right, so we got Kirk, Karen
John
Clark,
P.
Shear, John P. Key.
Number 4 would have to be Ricky Dillard. That is because I enjoy a good choir song with good lyrics. I'm a big lyric person. He always has phenomenal singers. I know Ricky Dillard himself is interesting, but his choir and his his lyricism is really, really good. Blesses my soul. As you can see, I don't new artists are not my. I like old
No,
gospel
okay.
music.
I am enjoying this because, like, I didn't expect some of these, but
gotcha.
I know that you really gospel is your thing. So I really appreciate these picks. You know what I'm saying? Who was your number 5?
Number 5. I'm trying to think. Who do I listen to in the morning on my car rides? Number 5, honestly, will have to be another older person, which is Richard what's his name? Richard Smallwood? Yes, Richard Smallwood. Because
now that name I've heard.
Also choir, light skinned dude. The really long song, Thank You. Oh no, you probably know that. Praise him, but praise him.
See, I'm gonna have to play it.
Same thing. All these gospel songs, Richard all these artists have in common is that they repeat the same thing over and over again.
Yo, I'm surprised. Well, you got a big Rolodex. I'm very surprised. Well, I'll tell you my list. I'll tell you my list. And then, all right. So, for me, number 1 is Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond.
What song?
Oh man, so many. For me personally, my favorite Fred Hammond song is No Weapon. And
yeah, Tyler.
No Weapon. But after that, I think the Spirit of the Lord, you know, blessed, glory to glory to glory. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That man, I was so blessed. I got to see him live one time, man. That was amazing. Cause he actually did the he did that.
Yes.
You know yeah. Oh, he really was like, all right. I was like, go ahead, Fred. He really doing it. He did all the ad-libs.
Crazy.
All right. Yeah, man. So Fred Hammond at 1. Of course, I got Kirk at 2. You know what I'm saying? While Rebirth was, I love Rebirth, but I'll tell you what, Kirk Franklin and the Family, best Christmas album of all time. You can't. There's no Christmas album I've heard that is better than Kirk Franklin and the Family's Christmas album.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, what they did. Santa Claus ain't got nothing on this. Said what?
And those are fighting words for some people.
Yo, for real. For real. Kirk was like, we gonna let y'all know today. Oh man. Okay, number 3. And honestly, I only know like 2 or 3 songs from dude, but he had a Marvin Sapp.
Oh yeah.
Marvin Sapp. What was that? Never would have made it. Was number 1 for the longest. That's my goodness.
That thing was number 1 for. It felt like forever because it would not stop playing on the radio. I know that much.
Yeah. Marvin Sapp, he got some just the songs that I rock with. I rock with heavy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Marvin Sapp, man. Number 4, man. This is tough. I'm gonna throw a choir in there. I'm gonna throw Hezekiah Walker.
Yes, Tyler.
I'm gonna throw it just because. Nothing Too Hard for God.
Yep.
I forgot the actual name of the song, but that's just classic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all he needed.
And then wait, did they repeat everything in that song too and just go up?
Yeah. And was it Hezekiah Walker? Was it his choir that had the won't he make you free? Inside. Bruh, that was the only lyrics.
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, music.
Yes.
Go on now. That was the only lyrics, yo.
Whoa.
I love Hezekiah. All right,
these are some good picks.
You know what, man? All right. It's funny because I feel like I gotta give it. I'm gonna give my number 5, then I got some honorable mentions. I think we all got honorable mentions. But number 5, out of nostalgia. And actually she just won a Grammy. She just won a Grammy. Big shout out CeCe Winans. CeCe Winans, man. Yeah, she won a Grammy for best gospel. One of them best gospel album categories. Yeah, who knew? I didn't even know she dropped out.
I was like, wait, but what? Yeah.
She won a Grammy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give honorable mentions to your boy, Jonathan McReynolds. You know, initially, I was like, this not my type of speed. This not my type of music. But I actually listened to the album.
Wait, which one?
First I listened to like a couple songs. I listened to People, and then I listened to the one with his live album with Molly Music. Both of those were
whatever that one's
called. I like both of them.
Yeah. I like his I like his music. I think when he first came out, I really liked his music, and his second album, whatever one had Cycles on it.
Yeah. Cycles. Cycles great.
Because that was a live album, I think, too. That album was live. Yeah.
I think so. Who am I going? Oh yeah, okay. Ty Tribbett, man.
Yes.
Shout out to Ty Tribbett.
Yes. If he didn't do that one album, he would have been consistently as consistent as Kirk to me. But when he dropped Fresh or whatever it's called, where he wearing white.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
that didn't prank.
Like a midlife crisis album? Like, it was just like one of those, like, what is that? What happened?
Yeah, I know my wife is a big fan. Drew's a big fan, you know. So I had to give him that. And then okay.
Oh yeah, Drew and I went to a Ty Tribbett concert in Philly before. A stand only concert. We did. Yep.
How long was that?
A while ago. Like,
I've never done how long was the concert? Like a church concert felt like it was like 2.5 hours. Was it like a long time? Shout out to Ty Tribbett, man. he actually went so hard one time. I saw on Instagram like a speaker just blew out and was on
Oh my
fire at one of his
goodness.
concerts. It was
Okay.
nuts,
Okay.
absolutely
Wow.
nuts. Man, Sunday Service Choir.
Yes.
Well, under the direction of Mr. Kanye West, Sunday Service Choir. I am. I don't want to say patiently waiting. I am very much looking forward to another album from them.
Yes.
Jesus is Born was
I
absolutely
agree.
amazing, and as long as Kanye stays quiet and just lets these
Yes.
people sing, I'm totally okay with that.
He went on a preaching tour. It's like, why does man got the mic? But yes, if
Stop.
if the choir sings, absolutely, Tyler, they're phenomenal. I went to one of his Sunday service concerts when he came to Chicago.
When Chance the Rapper was there?
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
Wait, how does this work? Because like did y'all know they was coming? Did you have to get tickets or like
so
could you
a
just
girl
pull up?
when I first moved down here, I was a waitress, and a girl I used to waitress with, she hit me up out the random, hey, you like gospel, right? So I was like, yeah. She was like, I have an extra ticket to see the Sunday service with Kanye, do you want to come? Yeah. And so she was white, and so she was like, we're gonna wait outside a couple of hours before, and I was like, not really. Okay, whatever. I'm assuming since Kanye is from Chicago, it's gonna be packed anyway. But Tyler, it was so chaotic because people are like smushing to like get to the front, and it was the circle thing. And so the choir members or the band members were like holding hands in a circle to prevent us going too far in, but like everybody was like squeezed up. But it was really good. I felt like I was one of the only ones that actually knew the choir songs, like "Oh Lord, how excellent," and everybody else was just like,
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was like,
Okay.
yes.
Whoa.
And all the
You the only one in that joke. You the only one in that joke. Know what they talking about. Everybody else just came to see Kanye. You was like, no, I'm here to praise the Lord.
Yeah. And I saw Kanye as well, and then I saw him do that. I was near him when he did this. You know that video of him doing this, because he was like, "This is my city.
Yeah.
Watch this." And does this and parts people. So I was there when he did that. I love when Chance did his dang.
Did his verse?
Yes.
Did his verse? He did the verse for from.
It was on my phone. It was
from Life of Pablo. Yeah.
Yeah, I recorded the videos on my phone, but yeah, it's on my IG on my stories. So it was
That's
good.
dope.
Yep. I missed church that Sunday to go do that. So. Supplemental.
You made praise and worship.
Exactly.
Made praise
and
and
if
worship.
Kanye started to speak, I would have got the word too.
All right, hey, look, I'm gonna give my last honorable mention. Now you probably most likely don't know him. He's one of my he's legit a rapper, but he got some gospel songs on him. I'm gonna give a shout out to Big Crit. Can't remember the time. He is a rapper. He do be talking about pimping and all types of other stuff. But he got some great gospel songs in there if you listen closely.
Little Crit.
You know what I'm saying? Big
Crit.
He Big Crit. He not Little Crit. Big
Crit. I'm gonna look him up.
Krit.
That's interesting.
He got a song called "Keep the Devil Off." And then another one, Bury Me in Gold. He actually got a song he featured with this one girl. She one of the new ones, but he'll be up on.
Big
You'll probably see it. But yeah, he from Mississippi. You know, he on that Bible Belt. He been look, man. Yeah. I just had to throw him out there. But that is, first of all, you had an amazing top five.
Well.
I knew if there was somebody to ask, it was Selena. You know what I'm saying?
And you're pulling me into the hip hop more. I actually like the songs that you sent me. Because I was like, oh, this is what I'm talking. This is the kind of hip hop I want to listen to, not other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how to categorize the hip hop, but I don't want to listen to certain words all day. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Right. I like some, lyrical
Yes.
exercise. I like actually using the words and, making them work.
Yeah, and of course,
so I
Jeff is
appreciate
laughing
that.
at me because he's used to me when I pick him up. It's like gospel songs. He's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is." Yeah, I'm getting into hip hop.
This
Yeah,
my new
I'm getting
thing.
into hip hop.
A little bit. Oh my goodness, that is funny. That's funny. Selena, I want to go to sports
Okay.
for a second. I need your counselor mind for this this thing I like to call the curious case of Ben Simmons. Have you ever heard of this man named Ben
He
Simmons?
plays on a basketball team.
That was impressive.
He's light skinned.
That was yes. What else do you know about him?
I think that's it. I can't even tell you what team he plays for. But I feel like they wear blue. Nope. Okay.
I'll explain.
Okay.
I'll explain, but I want your counselor brain as I explain this story. Ben Simmons was a top draft pick for the Philadelphia 76ers. Amazing player, but he had one problem. He could not shoot the basketball. He was absolutely terrible if he was like 5 feet or more away from the basket. He could anything around the rim, layup, all that stuff. He could finish very well. He's a great passer, great defender. He could do everything except shoot. So I want to say matter of fact, he didn't play his whole rookie year because of an injury. He comes back rookie year, does well. We lose in the playoffs. Wasn't really his fault, but we all said if he gets a jump shot, we'll be unstoppable. If he just takes his time and practices and develops a jump shot, and Philly fans, we're hard on our teams. You know what I'm saying? We kind of hardcore, we're tough. So we come back the next year, we get to the playoffs. We are like ranked number 3 in the playoffs, so home court advantage. We play the Atlanta Hawks. We're supposed to really destroy this team. But if you know anything about basketball, it's a series. It goes all the way to game 7. Win or go home to go to the next round. This game 7, okay, in Philadelphia. It's around the fourth quarter. They start to foul Ben Simmons on purpose to make him shoot free throws, which is pretty much he's going to miss. That gives us a easier way to get back into the game. I think mentally it started to get to him, and there was one incident where he was wide open next to the basket. Mind you, when he's that close to the basket, he can do anything. He could finish any way, both hands. He jumps up. We thinking he going to dunk or lay it up. He passes the ball. He passed the ball to a 3-point shooter. They missed. It was downhill from there. Now, here's the problem, Selena. After that game, our coach, the media talked to our coach. They said, "Is Ben Simmons still your point guard?"
Okay.
Our coach said, "I don't know." Hey, look, I leading up to that, we was like, he's our guy. We're behind him. Our coach says, "I don't know." Comes training camp for this season, he refuses to show up. He says mentally he can't play in Philadelphia anymore. As a fan base, we had to do what we had to do. We had to talk about this man the whole offseason. We was hoping it was motivation.
To get up and play.
and shoot the
Okay.
basketball. To learn how to shoot the
So
basketball.
you wanted him to take his off season to practice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, he just, he just refused to play for us. He said it was mental. It was for his mental health not to play in Philadelphia. I just need to know what possibly could have been the problem in his mind.
Yeah, good question. I could imagine. Actually, let me go grab a tissue because my nose is
Go
running.
ahead.
If you could
You
pause
can edit this out.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
want to be snotting everywhere.
You know what? While Selena's getting the tissue, we want to let you guys know that you should go to noclearancepod.com and get you a hoodie. noclearancepod.com/merch. Get a hoodie. Get you a shirt, long sleeve, anything you want. Selena, go ahead on the site. Let us know what you want. We got you.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Guest of the show, we got you. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll
But
model
y'all,
it on my IG.
support the podcast.
Even though I don't post that much, but
yes.
Anyway, that was my post. You see, that's why I don't post stuff because my posts are that's embarrassing.
We'll get into your Instagram after this explanation.
So I would imagine for Ben Simmons that he probably is facing. So I'm privy to what goes on Twitter because my boyfriend, I feel like he's a mini troll. Like even though he doesn't have. He doesn't have Twitter fingers, but he loves reading about it and like laughing at it. So what is that called? Like a cosigner troll?
Nah, he I forget what it's called. He's like, one of the people that's on it, but
he's not active. But he just name. Like, oh, this is so funny. Yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I gotta see what they're saying about him on Twitter. So he does stuff like that. So as mean as people are on the apps, I'm assuming that it was just getting to him. And the funny thing about like what people say about someone, like they're probably already thought these things about themselves already. So they don't really need other people to like say it. Like he knows he's not good at shooting 5 feet away from the basketball. He knows that about himself. Like and so other people saying it probably just adds to the disappointment within himself, probably an immense amount of pressure he's putting on himself. And so I can understand, like, for my mental health, probably to protect himself from being bullied, which it probably didn't work. I'm imagining that people are like, oh, now his mental health affected by it. Man, this nigga. So, because I know how people are. But I'm imagining that's what was incorporated in
that. Ben Simmons, man, I wish you nothing but the best. But don't come to. I'm telling you right now, Tyler, you're not allowed in Philly.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why is he not welcome into Philly?
You're not welcome in Philly. Never. Yo, you can't do us dirty like that. Okay? No. Yo, so another part of this story. Okay. He started just not showing up to practice, for training camp for this season. And they was like, yo, if you don't show up, we're going to fine you. This man show up to an NBA practice in sweatpants, phone in his pocket. Just like, you know what,
Where
bro?
Where are you going?
You trash. I just feel like it was a level of professionalism that could have been showed while saying, I don't want to be here. I don't want to play. But, I get what you're saying. That's interesting to think about, like the things people are making fun of him about. It's not like he don't know. It's not like he the one, going through this
he
stuff
in the gym
and everything.
He in the gym every day missing. He know that he's not good at it. He's with himself more than what you all see. So yeah, absolutely. He's probably already thinking those things about him, and so it doesn't help when other people say it.
Oh man. Okay. You know what? It's all good. It's all good. I'm not. I can let this go now. I can let
But
this
that was
go.
nice of you to say you wish him all the best. But it sounds like you're putting up boundaries for yourself. You're like, but you're not welcome. You're not welcome
Wow.
to Philly, though.
I made my own boundaries, bro. All right. I ain't gonna hold you
Mhm.
too much longer, but I do have to ask you on your
Yes.
Instagram. Um, no, your caption on your profile is something to the extent of, um, hold on. I want to make sure I get this right.
Oh.
I want to make sure I get this right because I would love to hear your explanation. It says just out. It's a sun
Uh-huh.
emoji, and it says just out here being
Yeah.
Clay. What does it mean to be Clay?
Wow. Such a good question with a lot of explanation that I'm going to try to concise a bit. So, that is a biblical term that's literally what God calls us in the Old Testament in Isaiah. That we are the work of the Lord's hand, or technically, he's talking to Jerusalem, but we can insert ourselves in the Bible. We're there. Um, and also in the New Testament, it says that we are jars of clay. Um, and so basically, in this one passage, when Jeremiah was in the potter's house, which I think is in the book of Jeremiah somewhere, Jeremiah was watching the potter try to mold the clay. And something happened to the clay. It became, I guess, wrecked in some type of way. And the message was that the potter didn't throw it away, he reshaped it. And so basically, what I'm saying about myself there is that I'm just on this wheel that I've been placed on, and I'm allowing the pressure of the potter and the outside pressure of the world mold me into whatever God wants me to be molded in. So I'm just out here living basically. And
Mm,
trusting the potter at the same time, because that's the biggest thing. Like I'm not gonna be a clay, or like, yeah, I'm not gonna be clay that is resisting the potter's hands. I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to just trust the potter because he knows more than me. He's dealt with people like me, people not like me, so he has experience with so many other people. So what do I think he can't do for me? Like I'm thinking of like grandparents, great grandparents, like why do I think I don't need God when people before us needed him
mm,
in more extreme
wait. Oh, yes.
situations than what we're dealing with? And so why do I think
Yes.
that I can survive without them when back in the day they were like leaning on him and depending on him? So that's what I'm talking about there. Just out here being clay. And the sun emoji
Amen.
is
Drop the bobs. Drop the bobs.
yeah. And the sun
Okay.
emoji, I just like the sun. I have a sun tattoo behind my ear, which um, now that the COVID thing came out, what COVID looks like, the germ,
Yeah. Are you saying your tattoo
it
looks
looked like the
like the
COVID.
COVID? I got the hooks. It got the hooks
It's like a
on
circle with spikes, and it kind of got. I felt like it's a little bit too wide. This was my first tattoo I got,
it.
and I'm just like, wow, it kind of does look like COVID. Like it don't look like the sun to me anymore. I just can't see it as the sun. But the sun, to me,
Mm,
is just a. The sun is two things for me. First of all, that was one of the first things that God created. So it literally, I'm imagining that the sun can see. Obviously, I don't think the sun has eyes, but just thinking that the sun was there when Adam and Eve was eating the fruit that long time ago. And I'm thinking of the sun looking at us today and y'all still don't get it. Like I've been setting and
mm,
rising for millions of years, and human nature still can't get it. And so it resembles that, like wow, you still rise even though we're not getting the big picture here. We're not doing what we need to do. And the second thing is just God's quiet power, because the sun is the most important thing, and it's the most powerful thing, and it's quiet. Like, just thinking about that is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Ooh, hold on. The sun humble,
It's
low key.
humble.
The most, wow. That's a life lesson
Yeah.
there, though. Somewhere in that now, I feel blessed.
Yeah.
Man, that's
It's
something else. You know what? That's something else because I have this urge to want the credit. I have
we
this
all do.
urge to
Yep.
like is part of me is like, all right, if I do something, I try to be humble about it, but I really want people to see it.
Yeah.
Like I want, like I need people to say something about it. But it's like, man, the sun just shines. It just every day.
Yep.
Whether we say
Thank you.
the sun out here or not, it's there.
Right. And I think the other funny part is that the sun, it, even though like it's covered by clouds and things, like it's still doing its job. Like, we wouldn't be able to see anything. Like, even though it's covered, you can still see the effects of the sun. And so if you're thinking of yourself to grow into a person who resembles something eternal like that, I feel like the sun is such a good picture of God as well. Like, the sun is just eternal and it's quiet, but so important and so beneficial. And yet we overlook it, we complain about it, and like, it was too hot.
And it just does its job
every
day.
day.
It just does
Every
its
day.
job.
Because if I was the sun, I would have an attitude. Nobody says thank you to me. Why do I keep coming up? Somebody said I was too bright today, so I dimmed it down. Then they said they couldn't see, so I lit it up again. So they're never pleased with me. So yeah, but I think that's a big thing. But human nature, yeah, we want the credit. And so that's why the sun is a not human aspect, whatever that's immortal. Yeah. So
Wow. Hey man. All right. I got one question from Jalen.
Okay.
He wanted me to ask you.
Hello, Jalen. Sorry you couldn't be here. Hope the double shift is treating you well.
What from the patients you've been dealing with, is there any like common traits that you've seen in people who have or are going through mental issues right now? Like any event that you like they've been through or anything like that?
Yeah.
That's somewhat common.
I would say a consistent theme in all would be some type of negative belief about themselves, that stemmed from one event, whether it was in their whether it was like super traumatic or even like simply traumatic. So negative beliefs such as like, I'm unlovable, I'm not worth people's time, I'm not valuable, I'm not safe, things like that. So negative beliefs are big, and so and that carries with you. Usually that happens sometime in childhood, and it carries with you. And so in relationships, you don't feel like you're lovable or valued, and you keep, because that's mostly of what all you keep going back to that. And sometimes that's not what the person is trying to communicate to you, but that's how you're going to take most of the things that is happening. And so negative beliefs about themselves, I would say. And then I will also say that for men especially, even though I have some women clients that struggle with this as well, but sexual addiction is a really big thing, and it's becoming more common. It's more common than what I ever thought, to the point where I think majority of my client load struggles with some sort of sexual addiction. And so I would say that's a really big thing. And I think it's going to continue to be that way because the way that music videos are set up now and the way that social media is set up now, it is incredibly accessible. And I wonder from years to come what TV is going to look like and what music videos are going to look like. Like, are they going to continue to get like to push?
You know, it's funny you say that. I thought music videos have gotten better.
Okay, maybe.
Well, at least the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? I know when we was growing up, maybe it was just because we was kids, but it just seemed like all the artists, you had about 50 women in there, all twerking, shaking, and the song ain't even about it. They just got to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, yeah, the world star hip hop. There was all types of stuff back in the day. I think music video wise, there's a lot of censorship on the women. And, you know, there's a lot more respect, at least in the hip hop community. I feel like there's been a little bit more a case of that. But social media has gotten reckless. Social media going crazy. It is very accessible. That is something that is definitely. Would you say that's almost like an epidemic at this point?
100%. Yeah.
That's tough.
So when I'm thinking about children,
I'm about to bring over.
I'm like, woo.
Boy, I wouldn't. Oh man, especially if I have a son, I don't know. I don't know how to, because it's like, bro, I just like that's a lot of time wasted. That's a lot of play. Your mind could have been coming up with some exceptional ideas and things to do, but it's like you're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you're over here locking your door.
Yeah. And trying to sneak
tough.
around and it's funny because like as a father, you're like, boy,
do you not know that I know?
Like, boy, open your door. I know what you're doing. Like, what's going on? But yeah, that's another thing that I see as a big theme. But I would say those two things are one of the biggest that people are carrying around with them.
Man, interesting. Okay, how does one? I guess you just gotta like self-affirm. Like in regards to the first issue, do you just work on self-affirmation, or is there other ways to help that?
Yes, I think affirmation is a huge part of it. Because I think it's important to imagine what you would rather feel about yourself. So most people want to feel valued. I don't know anyone that says, I don't want to be valued. I haven't heard anybody say that.
Today not the day, bro. I'm kind of trash today.
And you know what? We can leave space for the days that you don't feel your best. That's fine. But even when you're not your best, you want to feel valued. That's probably the most important time to feel valued is when you're not feeling your best. So I would say self-affirmation is really big. And then just get in healthy relationships. Healthy, which means safe, secure, trustworthy relationships in order to still affirm that belief about yourself, because most of the time that is being told to you by the people closest to you in these unhealthy relationships, and you continue to hold on to it, and it's like no, you don't have to. If you want to, that's fine, but just know you have a choice. And I think sometimes a lot of people don't think they have a choice sometimes also.
That leads me to my last question. Last question. Yep. And we've had a couple of discussions about this, especially now with the Will Smith situation. But couple about a year ago now, okay, we had my god sister on. We discussed the Lemonade album, and she brought up the idea of men need to protect correctly.
Mm.
What exactly do you think that means to you?
Yeah, good question. Funny, my own therapist asked me to think about that myself. Protection.
Look, see, I might have to get into this, Playboy. I might have to go to Booty. I might have to apply. Hey, Booty, look out for your boy. You know what I'm saying?
So, Tyler, you're well on your way to getting a counseling degree.
I moved to Chicago. You feel me? Southside, where you at, boy?
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sorry. All right, go ahead.
I definitely do believe that people have different definitions of what protection is. Some people are thinking emotionally, physically, sexually, things like that. I would say that my definition of protection um, would more so be emotionally and physically when necessary, when I am actually in harm's way. Um, because even though we want to be the women like in the movies who can like fight off all the guys at one time, that's not realistic. Like I know that if a man wants to attack me, I'm at the mercy of this guy. I mean, I work out, so I can put up a little fight. But if we're going to be
Yeah.
realistic about it, like I'm not going to win that. And so um protection in that way is necessary, I would say, when I'm in harm's way. And then emotionally, um protecting, which I don't know if that's solely, that might be not be someone else's job also. Um because it also might be on me to protect myself emotionally. But if I'm in a relationship with someone, or like a father or a brother, people that I'm in close relationship with, I would just want, if someone says something about me, for you to guard me in that way and say, hey, don't say that about this person. Um, that's my sister, that's my daughter, that's my girlfriend. Don't say that about her. Um, and then like if if I'm being vulnerable, then be able to take that, and not say, oh, you'll get through it, you'll be fine, but just be in the negative, unpleasant emotions with me. Sit there with me for a little bit. Of course, saying that you'll get through it, I think logically we know that we'll be fine, but that doesn't matter right now. Like I need to feel sad and angry right now. I know I'll be fine. I know that this is not earth shattering. I know I'm not going to die. Hopefully, if it's not if it's not one of those situations. Um, but it's important to just but your reaction, I'm kind of wondering what that was.
You know what? It's just the way we was raised.
Sure.
It's just the way, especially being a football player, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would play. I played corner. I played cornerback. It's one of those positions where it's highs and there's lows, like really low lows. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And all my life it was just like you gotta have a memory of a fish. You just short memory, something happened, we gotta let it go and keep
Mm.
pushing. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by low lows, though?
But uh at at our position, right, I could make an amazing play, like pass breakup. You trained all week for this play, you make it. And the next play, you can give up a 90-yard touchdown pass.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay.
it's just you out there. There's nobody really helping you. You can just give up a whole 90-yard touchdown pass. And it is solely on you.
But why?
Like other positions, like the defensive line, if you don't get to the quarterback, you still got everybody else behind you that can help
Mm-hmm.
stop the play, right? The linebacker's kind of in this middle range, but if you decide to go man to man, they're pretty much saying, I trust that like you are going to guard this person in front of you, and you're not giving up, you're not going to give up a big
Mm-hmm.
touchdown. So if you know, you give up a big touchdown, man. I mean, and it's just you. It's like mano y mano. You just for one, you gave up 6 points, but then you also feel really small at that moment because it's like, yo, this person really just, I mean, dominated me in this moment.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
You know, so we was just trained to be like, even if that happens, look, bro, next play. We don't have time. It's literally like, you know, I mean, of course you gonna go on the sideline, but even when you're on the sideline, you can't even think about it because you gotta worry, you gotta listen to the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we getting ready for the next drive. And I guess, a lot of us, we take that into
Mm-hmm.
life. I mean, for most things it works. But I mean, for me, it felt
Mm-hmm.
like it worked. At least
Yeah.
initially. Nowadays, I'm like, all right, I guess I can feel my
Mm-hmm.
feels for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, it's like I can't, yeah. My significant other, my wife going through something, it's like, hey, look, we gotta keep moving. Like,
Yes.
we gotta, what's up? Why are you down? Like, we gotta, but it's crazy to me that it was just backwards thinking the whole time. And, it's kind of been ingrained in a lot
Yeah.
of us, through the way we grew up and stuff.
So
So,
when you're thinking, so I definitely understand that. And so I think when you're thinking about sports, um, and when you're thinking about emotions, you can also ask yourself, like, is this the best time to like be upset about this or be sad about this, or is this a good time to just get through this? Because if you're thinking about a situation where you're in danger, do you need to sit there and say, I'm really scared, so I'm just going to sit here and be afraid? Or are you going to try to hurry up and protect yourself, which is the logical thing to do? And your emotion did
right.
influence you to like run away or lock the door or call the police, whatever it was to do. So I think with sports, that made sense for that situation. Now transferring that into a relationship, that
Yeah,
part,
that's where we messed up, right?
yeah,
That's where a lot of us messed up. Yeah, yeah. Drew doesn't. She don't be liking the motivational side of me. Just doesn't do it for her. Like it just doesn't.
that makes sense.
And I've really just been having to let it go, man.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. Really trying to. I mean, I keep that part of myself
Yeah.
to me. Like I motivate myself, but I just like, hey, you gotta let that
Yeah.
thing go. It's tough. It's tough.
That's, and you know
Yeah,
what? That's,
man,
oh, sorry, go
Selena.
ahead. I was gonna say that's just good.
No, no,
That's
no.
good training for if you all decide to have children. You'll just like give them just some
Yeah.
time to feel it. Like, okay, are you done crying? All right, now you're gonna go back to playing, okay? All right. That's just good training for that. Like you give them the space and time, like, are you done? Are you done? Okay, go ahead. Back on the swing set. You fell, you're fine.
I hope. I hope it's. I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope that works. I pray to God it works.
If not,
Oh
statistically,
man.
parents only have to get it 50% right to not totally uh be a terrible parent.
Yeah. You know what? I like the way that sounds. I can
Exactly.
do
That's how I felt. I was
50%.
like, oh, I can do 50.
That's a fact. I can still fail
Yeah.
and be right. That works for me. Odds are in my favor. Amen. Let me tell you, there was a lot of gems dropped. There was a lot of gems dropped today. Selena, I thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We might need a part 2.
Cool.
I took this as a free therapy session. But if the people want to find you, if maybe they want you as a counselor, where can they find you?
Good question. So if you want to find me as a counselor, Psychology Today. And my first and last name, and you can read my bio and say, she sounds like somebody I wouldn't want to go to, or yeah, she sounds pretty cool. So Psychology Today, if you want counseling. And if anything else, I guess my Instagram, because I don't know. I'm not even, Tyler, what would you suggest? My Instagram? which
Yeah, you know your Instagram.
yeah.
It's cool. Your Instagram cool. You know
I've
what I'm
never
saying?
heard somebody describe it as it's cool. I don't even know what that means.
You know.
It's just Selena Deal _. That's my Instagram. And
There
yeah,
you
that's
go.
it.
Thank you so much. For those listening, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Please make sure you leave us a 5-star rating, leave us a review on any of the podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please stay blessed, stay black. It's the No Cares Podcast.
Hey.
Peace.